Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 and another part of this series with Spurs. Now apologies, it's been a couple of days since the last video. It took me a bit longer than I thought to get far enough through that I thought it was worth checking in again and seeing how we're getting on, because obviously we are getting closer to the end of Football Manager 2020 gameplay, so we will be looking towards 2021 soon, so I'll have to remember to use new introduction when we get to that point. But it means we also need to just power through these seasons with Spurs, and I'm going to try and keep doing that and keep this pace up, so we limit the number of episodes down to just sort of 4 or 5 a season rather than any longer than that. But when we left off last time, we had just won another competition. The UEFA Super Cup was in the bag. Cordova and Lorenzo getting the goals. We've been on a decent run in all competitions following that game, but then hit a really rough patch. But to begin with, a 4-0 win over Leicester. Butman with a couple, Zhao and Jana. Against West Ham, we won 3-1. Butman again has been in the goals this season. Marcus Rashford 4. West Ham managing to pull one back, but they were already 3-0 down by that point. We got rid of Sheffield United 2-0 and then crushed Southampton 6-0, a hat-trick for Fati. Hoffenheim 4-1, a hat-trick for Bellingham of all people in that game. And then a close match against Manchester United. This was where I thought we'd make our first loss in a competition, but fortunately we were able to avoid it in the end, but it was a really difficult game. We took the lead through Richard Butman. So Zhao throw, Butman was in there for the volley, and they were 1-0 down. But then the Anthony Martial show kicked in. He robbed Bernard of the ball and got the finished past Malungu in goal. And then not long before half-time, he got a second. It had to run in behind. Defence at 6s and 7s. Played onside, made it 2-1. He then missed a penalty about 5 minutes before we got the equaliser. He was going for the hat-trick. It was a vanity penalty. And then Bernard made up for his earlier mistake by scoring the equaliser for 2-2. And then 5 minutes from time, we compound Martial's penalty miss. Bernard doing the work again, found Greenwood, and he scores against his former team to sink them at Old Trafford. We really did well to come back. When it could have been 3-1 down, we managed to come back and win it 3-2. We then crushed York 12-1. Jana hat-trick, Bellingham hat-trick, Greenwood with 3 hat-tricks in that one game alone, which is nice to see. We beat Everton 3-0, 2 for Greenwood, 1 for Esposito. We beat Sporting 2-0, Fati and Greenwood with the goals. And then we played Arsenal and it triggered a real drop in form. We were beaten 2-1 in this game, a late Reina goal, making it 2-1 to Arsenal. 0-0 with Wolves then straight afterwards, a 2-2 with Roma. We went 2-0 up. We actually had a man sent off shortly after the first goal, and late goals for Roma made it 2-2. We drew with Man City 1-1, Esposito with a penalty, but we did manage to beat Southampton 4-1, but it was in the EFL Cup. Diaz, Cordova, Greenwood and Fati there, and then a draw with Burnley 1-1 in the league. It shows this really poor run of form we've been on. That was a defeat, a draw, and then a draw in the league. Really thrown away our lead at the top of the table. But we managed to beat Roma 3-0, 2 for Greenwood, 1 for Jana, and then got back to winning ways in the league with a 2-0 win over Leeds before drawing again in the league, Chelsea this time. We managed to get through in the Champions League with a couple of games to spare, so no real surprise in that Hoffenheim match. And then finally we've got back to winning ways after a 4-1 win over Norwich. Lorenzo, Daniel, Jana and Duane Codlon getting the goals. And since then it's been relatively smooth sailing. Jude Bellingham with the goal over Newcastle, 7-1 destruction of Bournemouth. Butman getting another hat-trick. There's been a lot of hat-tricks this season. We then beat Sporting 5-0, and you'll notice Gilberto Severo is in the club. He'd been injured. I think this was his second game. I think he came on against Bournemouth, but second game here for the club, and he did manage to get a goal. 2 for Esposito as well. Good to see those two joining up. 3-0 over Aston Villa, Severo with 2, 3-0 over Wolves, and then 6-2 against Brighton. 2 more for Gilberto Severo, who's just getting back to fitness, valued at £139 million. He joined us for £209 million. I managed to scrape the money together to sign him eventually, but he came in and then picked up a knock that kept him out for 2 months. So a very long wait for our £200 million man. But he's done well since. 5 and 8, 4 and 6 in the league. We actually had to let Harry Kane go in order to bring in Severo, our only signing this season, for £209 million. But Harry Kane did end up leaving for £14.5 million. So he's gone to Benfica, Harry Kane. I think he's doing alright there. Plenty of goals, still getting really good average ratings. But he just wasn't quite what we needed. So Severo has come in and is doing a good job. And if we have a look at the competition screen, you can see we are top of the league. We are 7 points clear at the top of the league. And even with that really poor run of draws and that defeat to Arsenal, we're still well clear of them. If we'd beaten them, we'd be 10 points clear of Arsenal. Or would we? It would be a 6 point swing, so we'd be 13 points clear of them. Champions League, we've been drawn against Celtic, so I won't stop to do those matches against Celtic unless there's another shocking two-legged tie against them. Of course, they did famously beat us 6-1 to knock us out of the competition, the Europa League competition, when we were at Ajax. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. FA Cup, we're taking on Oxford United, and Carabao Cup, we have got an interesting set of semi-finals against Arsenal. So we might check in next time with that second semi-final and another match against Liverpool. But what we're going to do today is take on Liverpool and then Manchester City in the league. They are two teams who could be in with a challenge. It's very close behind us. If we beat them both, they're both out of the title race for good. And it should pretty much be a canter to the title from that point on. So going out there today against Liverpool, we do have Severo starting up front with Butman. Fati and Oumans are on the wings. Daniel and Kenner in the middle. Then Bernard, Diaz, Lorenzo and Cesar in defence with Malunga in goal. It's been a difficult season. We've had a lot of injuries. So despite the real good form and good league position, it has been a very difficult campaign to keep going. There's been a huge amount of rotation. This Liverpool team now pretty much unrecognisable from the one that the game starts with, so that's good at least. It maybe explains why they are a bit further down. Jurgen Klopp was sacked as Liverpool manager just last season in the game. He was having a poor time of it, and the Liverpool board had had enough. But Lorenzo here kicking us off. Be good to get the win away from home against Liverpool. Everton currently second in the table over Arsenal. Fati here cutting in from the wing. He's still going, Fati. He's scored a few like that, but that one just placed wide of that far post, not quite able to do the job. They still got decent midfield, Liverpool, but the rest of the team just looks a little bit shaky. Chilwell down the line for Einarsson. Lorenzo gets the tackle in. It comes out to Chilwell again. Now James Maddison back to Valverde. Out wide to Chilwell. 2 in the box. He's gone short to Almada. Now Maddison has scored a very good goal there. His first of the season, of course it is. Just from the edge of the area to make it 1-0. Really disappointing to concede like that as well. Maybe a question mark over Malungu. Certainly a question mark over why he was given so much space. But he's managed to whip that in. And again, Malungu beating its near post. Goalkeepers are always getting beaten at their near post in Football Manager. But hopefully we can recover from that early blow. At the moment, we don't seem to be quite at the races. So let's demand a little bit more from the team. We get that one away. Kenner to Severo. Played forward again. He tries to go for the diagonal, and Fati's headed it onto Butman. He needs support. Forward to Fati, now Severo, blocked, still running. Severo gets in on goal, and that is not a £209 million finish from Severo. Very poor as he puts that one wide of the post. Half an hour gone, and we are still looking for the equaliser if we can get it. 10 minutes until half time. Arsenal now 2-0 up, so they're looking to close the gap down to 4 points. 3-0 up now. And at half time, we are very poor, and Liverpool look like they're doing extremely well over on the other side. So let's see if that half time team talk, a little bit of aggression, gets the team playing properly. I mean, we can afford to lose this game. It's not the end of the world. And Elnerson's trying to make sure we do, but it is a good stop by Malungu. Really disappointing if we do lose this because we've been on such a good run. Maddison puts the ball in. It is cleared away by Butman. Almada with the ball. Now Valverde back to Cortese. 40 minutes for us to find an equaliser and try and turn this game around. Doesn't look likely at the moment. The team just not playing well at all. We're going to take a few players off now because this is quite unacceptable really. There we go. Try and bring on 3 absolute superstars to try and turn this game around for us. It's played back to Ito, who is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Now Shaw, tackled by Bernard, but Shaw's managed to retain possession, and he's taken it to the other flank as well. Amada cuts inside, and Einarsson has just scored a very good, well-worked Liverpool goal to make it 2-0. And it looks like it's going to be another really disappointing result. For some reason, whenever I decide to record a game, we do end up getting a loss. And Einarsson there with a good finish past Malungu. Liverpool aren't done in this title race yet. They still want to fight for it. We, however, seem to be just working on the assumption we're going to win it. Severo's free kick. Lorenzo at the back stick has managed to pull one back. And so now we have 20 odd minutes to try and find an equaliser. Severo with another assist. He's been getting a few assists for us out in that false 9 role. He's still scoring goals, but the fact that he's also an assist provider now is particularly nice. 15 minutes to go. Sazao over the top. Greenwood is in behind. He's through on goal, Greenwood, and that is straight at Ito. It needs to be much better than that to beat him. You can see we've had 17 shots but only 4 on target. It's really wayward finishing that has punished us today. But Severo with another free kick. Lorenzo's in there again. It's out to Cordova. Chance still there. Lorenzo back in. Bellingham shots blocked or hits the post. Back out to Lorenzo again. Bellingham once more into the arms of Ito. We are getting very close, but it's not quite enough here, I don't think. Bernard with the long throw into Cordova. It's out by Jones. But now Sazao onto Umans. Back with Sazao again. Plays it inside. Greenwood's there. It's cleared out to Bellingham, and it's saved by Ito, who just hangs on to it on the line. We've had our chances to get back in this game. We haven't taken them, and now Shaw, looking to kill it for Liverpool, has put it wide at the post, and it just runs out for a clear goal kick. Malungu will try and get this one forward. It's not going to lead to anything, I can tell you that for a fact. It's going to be a 2-1 defeat here in the league. We have been disappointing in the league. You can see halfway point, 43 points. We're only really top because everybody else has been so poor. You'd usually expect us to have 48, 49 points by this point. Had we won this game, we'd be closer to where we should be, but still not quite as good as we should be. And that ball is cleared out, and there's a full-time whistle. So a really disappointing defeat against Liverpool. We need to pick ourselves back up, though, after losing our first game for 10 matches, because next up is Manchester City at home. Well, against Man City, we're not changing too much. I want to keep the same team in there, really, and see if they can pick themselves up against Man City. We can afford to lose 2 games in a row if we need to, but I'm worried about the impact on confidence of making a huge wholesale change after 1 defeat following 10 games unbeaten. The only change we have made is bringing Mazzini in at right back for Sazao, who's just dropped below my 90% threshold for fitness to start a game. Everybody else is just either at 90% or a little bit over 90%. And this Man City team, a little bit like the Liverpool team, not as good as teams of the past, but still carrying more than enough talent to cause you an awful lot of problems. But Butman's intercepted a throw and is charging at the defence. Upper Meccano has got it. Sent back to Declan Rice. Now Camacho. Out wide. Comes down to Dencic. Good tackle by Bernard. Now Ruben Dias. To Bernard again. Just holds it up. Plays it back. And Malungu's kept the ball in. We're working it forward slowly, and Kenner then launches it over the top for Severo, who is just so wayward right now. Just like in the Liverpool game, he's missed an excellent one-on-one opportunity. And it's not really good enough from him because he does have a good high finishing stat. Severo, though, with a free kick, puts it in. It's come out. Fatty has got it. Works around the defender, finds Daniel, could have a shot. Instead, he finds Peter Umans. It's blocked. Severo is in, and it's just trickled over the line by Gilberto Severo. Not the most convincing of finishes, I wouldn't say, but he has just about got it past the keeper here. Good first touch, good pull across to the left, and then only just enough power on the shot to get it past Edison and trickle into that far post. If a defender had committed to clearing that off the line, they may well have got there, but it doesn't matter. We've got that 1-goal lead. This could move us 14 points clear of Manchester City, but Bellerin whips it in, and it's just over the top by Dencic there, who is trying to bring Manchester City back into the game. Not too bad though at the moment. We do seem to be on top of the game. Ruben Dias out wide to Fati, who keeps it in. Could have seen a bit more from him this season. It's come out to Mazzini though, and Mazzini hits it across the goalkeeper much more convincingly than the £200 million striker Severo could achieve. But a very, very nice goal there from Mazzini. His second for the club, having been promoted from the youth team in the summer. And a very nice goal, that one. The second good goal he scored this season. His first was a beauty into the far top right corner earlier this season. And he's done it here again in a big match against Man City. But Bernardo Silva trying to rescue his team. Feliciano to Camacho, back to Declan Rice. They're going the wrong way, but he found Bellerin on that right flank. It's whipped in. Dencic down to Bernardo Silva, who has indeed pulled his team back into the game to make it 2-1. Declan Rice with a wonderful ball. Bellerin did well as well. And then that pull back from Dencic was just brilliant to wrong foot the goalkeeper as Bernardo Silva smashed that one past him and into the back of the net for 2-1. So it's finally poised now. And we do still have that home advantage. We have the goal advantage. I would expect us to see this game out. We're about to head in at half time and we do still have that lead. But I'm not really happy that we allowed Man City to come back into a game we've been controlling. Severo with a free kick, long range. It's cleared away. Bellerin further out, but Kenner should win that foot race and does. Back to Malunga in goal, who launches it forward to Bernard. We're going down the left now. Good ball forward to Fati. We've moved that so quickly. And Fati back to Bernard. Inside, Oumans is there. And Ederson happy to make the save at his near post. He's been beaten at the far post a couple of times, but near post looks comfortable. Bernardo with a free kick here. It's down. Declan Rice, it's on the line. It's in the back of the net. Bastoni with it. And it's now 2-2. We have thrown away a 2-goal advantage at home against the team 7th in the table. It doesn't matter if it's Man City. We should not be doing that against anyone, but Bastoni there reacting quicker than any of our defenders or goalkeeper could, and he has made it all square. And this team just doesn't quite seem to be working for whatever reason right now. We're going to bring Cordova on, who is fantastic on that left flank. Could also bring Janner and Greenwood on potentially. Might take Butman off actually. He's not been impressing me recently. Mason Greenwood's been consistent. Janner's been alright as well. But I do feel like it's not quite good enough from the strikers. Esposito's not been great this season, despite being one of the best players in the world last season. Daniel here with a good ball. Finds Oumans. Puts it across Greenwood. And then Cordova. And it's denied twice by Ederson. Unable to just get that third goal. Oumans puts it in. Camacho away. Severo's got it. Now Kenner. Don't think they're going to get anything here. It's cleared away, but only to Daniel in a good position. Puts it across. Greenwood has missed what is effectively an open goal from point blank range. And it remains 2-2. Throw in from Lorenzo. Mazzini over to Ruben Dias. They try and come back down the right. Lorenzo, though, has to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Ruben Dias still building slowly. I don't know why we're playing 1-2s with a keeper though. Again, now Kenner out wide this time to Bernard, forward to Cordova. Cutting in from that left flank. And he's given the ball away. He's managed to get it back though, Cordova, and he's going on a run. He's got 3 in the box. He's put in. Oumans is there, but again, Ederson with the save. I'm not sure if that would have been offside. Ederson with a goal kick. Played forward. Bernardo Silva with it. Back to Robinson. Through to Camacho. Bernardo Silva again causing us so many problems. Bernard though wins it well. Now Bernard plays it over the top for Greenwood. Bernard's been brilliant the last 2 games. And Greenwood here takes it to the byline. He's throwing goal and he's headed straight at the post. He's not going to score from that sort of angle. And we have 5 minutes left in this game to try and find the winner. It doesn't look like it's coming. 5 minutes of added time. What can we do? Not a lot. It's so frustrating. 1 point from 6 potential points. Again, just not good enough from this team. Really, really poor. And that gap is now 5 points. Luckily, Arsenal were beaten. Chelsea have moved up there, so it doesn't change things too much. We are 5 points clear. We've actually extended our lead at the top. 1 point, 2 points separating 2 and 6 there. It's very, very close. We keep Man City away. They're 11 points off us, but it's not really good enough, those performances. Looking ahead to where we might go, though, we've got Oxford United next. We'll win that, and then we're taking on Arsenal a couple of matches in a row. Everton as well will be a tough one, and then we've got the Liverpool and Arsenal matches to come, and then after that we're probably looking at Champions League semi-finals or the EFL Cup final for the next game. So I'll play through these. I wonder if it is going to be Arsenal and then the EFL Cup final, actually looking at this. And maybe next time we'll take on Arsenal in the EFL Cup semi-final second leg and potentially do the EFL Cup final all in one video. But do drop a like down below if you enjoy missing all of the wins and instead focusing on our defeats. Do subscribe to the channel for the next video, and until next time, see ya.